Hit like I'm the Danny Boy here, and welcome to a slightly different episode today. So, this is not going to be a Transport Fever episode. It's not going to be an Anno episode. It's sort of going to be an update, really, of what's sort of going on. So we've got some good news, and always with good news comes bad news. So, let's get right into it. I've just jumped on this little London Brighton South Coast train as something to watch as we sort of prattle on and speak about the future. So, in real life, so I received a phone call the other day from my boss, who works in the office. So he told me that the department I work for is literally being shut down. So there are 34 of us in it, engineers, the managers, like logistics guys, stuff like that. Everyone is going to be paid off. This I sort of knew. So I have one of my cousins actually works for the same company as me, and he's like super high up, and he told me like sort of months in advance that this was going to happen, so to start to prepare for it. But I wasn't actually allowed to tell anybody. I couldn't tell any of my co-workers. I could tell my family and stuff, not my friends, not you guys, until it had been officially announced. And it's officially been announced today. So that's it. So I've worked there for like something like 11, 12 years. It's been good. I've had a good run. Worked with some great people. Worked all over the world, offshore and on land and stuff. So it's great. It's been good. Now, I was actually super unhappy there for a while. I actually wanted to leave, and the last 2 years things got really bad. So it was just constantly being away. Every day, as soon as you got home, you'd have to work in the office, so you didn't get any time off. And then you would go away. I was in Israel for like 3 months, and when I got back, I was like, okay, I've been away for 3 months. I want some time off to spend with my family and friends. And the answer I got was, well, you need to book holidays. I was like, really? So it got like really super bad. The managers, the boss I've got is good, but the person that's like higher up than him, they got super bad. We had a run of these really, really awful people who just didn't care about their staff at all. So there's a thing in the company where I work for. So if you want to become like a regional or country manager in your own country, you have to go and do it first in another country before you can do it in your own. You have to spend 2 years there in a foreign country, running their base of operations, all their offshore and land jobs. And once you've done that, you can then come back and do it in your own country. So you get people in, and they don't really care about the country they're working for. It's sort of just like for them, it's like a really horrible step that they have to sort of overcome to get to what they actually want to do. And the last few guys, the 4 guys we had before that were great. They were really good. But the guys we have now don't. They are from different countries, and they try to run the business or the workplace like it's back in their countries. But in different countries, there are different ways of doing things. Like some of the things they didn't understand. One of them, I was working down a land job, and we were breaking all the equipment down for going home. And one of the guys is Russian, so he sent 14 trucks down to beside London where we were working to go and pick up all the gear. And we were like, whoa, don't send all 14 trucks at once. Just send like 4 or 5 a day. We'll load them up and we'll get them out. But he didn't listen, because in Russia he said if you send a truck and it hasn't actually picked up the cargo, you don't have to pay for it. But in the UK, as soon as that truck gets the order, right, go to this place because you're going to be picking up something, that's it. You are paying for the truck. So he didn't get that. And when the trucks got down there, they were sitting for, some of them were sitting for like 4 days. There was 2 or 3 drivers at the end who had to just sit and wait. Now, they weren't getting put up in a hotel, they were just sitting in the truck. There was a toilet facility at the site, but there were no showers or anything like that. And it was a shame, so they had to, once their trucks entered the site as well, they couldn't leave, so they were relying on us, because we had hire cars, to drive them to Tesco's, Asda, to get food and stuff that they needed, which was no problem for us. We were happy to do that, because it was technically, well, not our fault that we're down there, but our boss's fault that they got stuck there. So when you're dealing with people like that are in high up places and it's their way or the highway, it's never a good situation. So I've been wanting to leave for the last 2 years. Now, I was going to leave at the end of this year if things didn't get better. It looked like they weren't, but well, my cousin phoned and was like, look, your department's going to be closing, along with several other departments in the company. There's also about 500 people going to be paid off by the end of September. There's a lot of people going to be going, so that's unfortunate. I also had that problem with my shoulder, so I broke my shoulder and tore one of the tendons in my shoulder. So that put me straight out of action. Couldn't go offshore, can't go into the office, not even supposed to be driving, so that was me knackered. So when he said you should prepare for the future, try and look for a new job, the problem is no company in their right mind would send you offshore in a helicopter out to an oil rig or abroad with an injury like this. The risk for something to go wrong and you needing medical attention or medical help is too high. So that sort of screws me in getting the new job front. But I'm not really that bothered. I have money saved away. I am going to get quite a decent payoff. It's actually really decent. It's actually a lot more than I thought it was going to be, and I'm super happy with it. So I can run for quite a while without working. Also, when I told the surgeon, because I've already had one procedure on my shoulder, the bone is healed, the tendon is still in quite a sad state of affairs. It still needs one more procedure to sort of get it back on track. So normally they would just give you like a steroid injection and it let it heal on its own, but mine was so badly damaged it needed surgery to actually get in there and sort of sort it out. So it does feel a hell of a lot better. It's still incredibly sore, especially when I wake up in the morning. If I'm sleeping and I roll onto the side, my right side, where the shoulder is sore, it's painful enough that you're waking up from a bad dream. So that kind of sucked. So as far as new jobs gone, I've not even been looking. I know there is something I can do. I've been told by a guy who does like contractors for offshore. So like, I'm a chemical engineer, so you would go contracting in a job where we need a chemical engineer out to the rig. You don't get paid monthly, but you get paid for your time away, and it's a very high rate. So that sort of makes up for the imbalance of not having the monthly salary. So he said whenever I was feeling better, just to give him a shout, and he would find me work offshore. Not in a sort of staff job. The best thing about staff jobs is like your job security, unless you work for a company like mine's and the whole place is closing down, then there ain't much you can do. But yep, so that's it. As of the end of September, me and about 499 other people will be sort of unemployed. I do have people that I work with who I feel really bad for. So they've obviously got kids, stuff like that. And there's some of them I actually know who just live by paycheck to paycheck. And as soon as that comes in, they're going to be in deep shit, really. So it's a shame. I feel for them. I hope for that they get work soon. Most of the guys I worked with were like, it was a really good team. So we'd all worked, a lot of us had worked together for like 10 years plus. So I really hope that they find something. As for me, I will have to wait till next year. The surgeon has said, he's like, even though you're paid off, and it's going to suck because you're not going to get salary, but no one is going to employ you with a serious injury like what you've got. So he said, once I get the next procedure, that I should take the rest of the year off anyway, till January, to make sure that the shoulder is fully healed, because if I screw it up again, I could be in deep shit. So he just said to take it easy, and I'm happy to do that. Plus the fact that he said that keeps the wife off my back. So she was straight up, it's like, oh, you need to find another job. And then the surgeon was like, look, you can't, you need time off. It's not you're going to get the surgery, everything is going to be fine, go straight back to work. You're going to need time to do it. I do have like physio exercises and stuff. I don't know if they help. They are extremely painful. People always say, it's like, oh, if you feel the pain, then it should be getting better and stuff. It's like, what? That's insane. You don't understand how painful it is. It's mental. So yeah, that is it for the work front. So I'm still signed off. My boss even said, he's like, look, there is nothing happening. There's no jobs offshore. No one is working in the yard. No one is working in the office. All the office people are still working from home due to COVID. He's like, just stay signed off. Don't try and rush back to work and attempt some feeble effort to try and look as though you're working hard to save your job, because the company is closing. That doesn't matter. It's like, take the time off, make sure your shoulder gets better. He's a really good guy. Unfortunately, it's the people above him that are just really, really terrible. They've literally put the business, they've sunk it. So it was a nightmare. The problem was, a lot of them, they came over from foreign countries, and instead of using the personnel in the UK, they got rid of them and took in people from their own countries. Now that's fine if they're good at their job. However, you need to pay for their housing, you need to get cars for them, their food. So there's all that extra expense. Now when a company is losing money, the first people to go are people that are on sort of commuter contracts, because it costs a fortune for you to get flights to bring them back and forth, to pay for their digs, their food, their hire cars, their fuel, their insurance, all that stuff. So they're always the first to go. So they were the first to go, but unfortunately that step wasn't enough. They put a lot of people on furlough. They then paid all them off. They paid off all the trainees, the operators. Then it came up to like supervisors, then people in specialist jobs like me, and there was just nothing. There was no way they could get out of it. The problem is, the company I work for has a base of operations in another country, and they're more concerned about what's happening in that country, so just closing the bases in Europe and Asia, the Middle East. So they're getting rid of them to save the sort of the people that work in their country. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. I will be fine. So there it is. As of the end of September, I will be unemployed. Yay! So that's one bit of bad news. So, well, is it bad news? Because I was going to leave anyway. I'm sort of like 50-50 whether I'm upset or not upset, because the way things was going, I was going to leave. I did actually get told, like, don't leave, because if you leave and go and work for another company, you don't get paid for it. You just leave and that's it. Your time is done. I did have an inkling at even at the start of the year, that even without COVID, that the department I worked in was going to be closed down. They had been trying to close it down. It did make a lot of money, but I don't know what. The guy that was in charge didn't know anything about the department or how it worked, and he didn't want to deal with it. So he actually left the UK to go back to work in his home base operations. And for some reason, he still managed to convince the president of the company that it was a waste of time having my department in the UK, even though my department made the most money out of all the other departments in the UK, and it was only 3 of us in it. So they did a compromise. They didn't want to close the department, they wanted to keep it, but we just got folded into another department that was super bad and was hemorrhaging cash. Like, I don't know, but something that hemorrhages cash. The new high-speed train they're building from Birmingham in London. Waste of money. So that department was a total disaster. We got folded into there because our department made money. It looked as though it might be able to sort of balance it out, but unfortunately it was not. And then our jobs after COVID just sort of completely dropped off the radar. There was nothing, and then after that, that was it. Game over. This department and everyone in it has to go. So it's like a really super bad time for the oil and gas industry. It's a super bad time for a lot of industries. Hospitality, restaurants, bars, hotels. There's other industries being affected, like car plants. In Scotland, I think it's down in Perth. Is it Perth? There's a factory that makes like double-decker buses and like just like normal buses that you'd find in the town and stuff. Then they're on about having to close because there's no demand for buses anymore. It's crazy. So I'm in the boat with many. There's probably a couple of you that are in that same boat as well. Hopefully everything works out alright for you guys. Everything will work out fine for me, so don't worry about that. But yes, after September I will have a lot of spare time. Now obviously I'm going to need something to do, so what I was thinking about doing, bit of good news here, is doing maybe 2 videos a day. Because there's about to be another announcement as well. So 2 videos a day. Maybe one at like say 12 o'clock in the afternoon and the other one at 8 o'clock at night, the way it always is. Right now we've got the 8 o'clock at night. We in UK time we have 2 episodes Transport Fever, an episode on Anno, 2 episodes Transport Fever, episode of Anno. So I'm thinking about changing that. So to 2 episodes a day. Now it would be, to start with, 2 episodes, one of Anno, one of Transport Fever. Now Anno is not as popular as Transport Fever for reasons unknown, actually. I really enjoy playing Anno. It will stay on the channel. There are a few of you guys out there that really like it and enjoy it, so it is going to stay, but with one major change that I'm going to announce later. So 2 episodes a day. I also want to introduce new games. I've been wanting to play Soviet Workers Republican Resources for some time. They've added lots of new content to it. There's a plethora of mods in the Steam Workshop for that game. It's phenomenal. I've actually been through all of them. It's like, man, I'd love to use all of these. Unfortunately, I can't. There would be so much stuff. It would just be totally bamboozled. And it is a new game that I have played a wee bit of, but it's something I'm going to have to learn from the beginning. Mistakes will be made, like the Anno series, which I'm going to get to. So I'd like to get that up on the channel. I would also like to do Flight Simulator. Now I don't know if you guys would enjoy sim sort of stuff. Mostly on this channel it's all sort of building stuff, bar the Red Dead Redemption 2 series I did, because that really was the single player. Now the multiplayer, the single player, really was an amazing game. It was so well done. Hats off to Rockstar. It was a beautiful game. The characters in it were awesome. Storyline was good. there was lots of crazy stuff you could do. It was brilliant. It was a great game. I was happy to sort of showcase it. Didn't get many views, but it meant a lot to me that I got to sort of play all the way through it and put it up in the channel. So, Flight Sim. I did used to play a lot of Flight Sims. Lots of DCS. I didn't put any of these in the channel. My actual like joystick and HOTAS is like broken. I've actually put it away. There's a guy who owns like a PC repair shop in the town I live, and then I was like, here, can you fix this? And he was like, yes, but probably easier buying a new one. And then we start speaking about Flight Sims, and I was like, he just uses mouse and keyboard, and I was like, oh my god, that must be horrible. So I said, look, if you can fix this, you can keep it. And then so just gave it to him. I actually see him now and again. He actually drinks in the bar that I drink in, not like every weekend like I do, which is bad. Booze is bad. Nah, I've not been too bad. I've only been to the pub once since it's reopened. So, and it was nice to be out again with friends and stuff. But yeah, so probably gonna have to get something, or it is Xbox compatible. Might just use an Xbox controller to fly stuff. Why the hell not? It works for a PlayStation controller on Ace Combat. Basic thing like rudder, pitch up, pitch down, rolling, stuff like that. I'm sure it would be fine. So that's something I would like to add. Now, Transport Fever and Anno will stay. I'm a little bit confused here. Now, we'll jump on another train. We've been watching that one for a while. Let's jump on something that goes somewhere. Who are you and what do you do? Don't know. Maybe this one? Ah, this is a nice train that we don't often get to look at. Right, this is like the Chelmsford Railway or something, which is actually up there, north of Southend-on-Sea. But we've got it down here. Hey. Right, so Transport Fever to UK will stay. I do have a plan for a new series once this one is done. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I'd like this one to be done now. I am having lots of fun playing with it. The new trains and stuff are awesome. There's a weird situation now where we are actually losing more money than we are making. I don't know why that is. Is there any of these in a depot? See, all these are running. None of them actually have to wait. They pick up a full load, they go. But by the time they get back from London to there, they're way down in debt again. Same with this Liverpool fuel. We had to add a lot of trucks to this. I mean, we're not going to run out of money. I mean, I've been playing fast and loose with the actual account here. You can actually change it. Now again, these trucks, there's lots of food and fuel and mail sitting here, but they have to travel so far. By the time they get back, they're losing money. Now these trucks are not that bad. 210,000 is pretty small in the grand scheme of things. If we go to trains, there we go. Plastic. Now, the reason these are losing money is because they're double-headed. The reason these are losing money is because they are bunched up terribly. They're not spaced out very well. I mean, even this, half of these trains have got coal, half of them don't. But even delivering that half doesn't offset the price. And it's because we've got two trains on it. The price of coal just does not cut it. Now, we could probably eliminate something like this. Is what I've been doing. Let's going along. Right, there's one sitting there. and it's got 41 plastic. Now that's good. Where is the next one? This looks like the next one. There's the one that's going back. There's one there. And the next one is so far back down the line, by the time it gets there, it probably will have a full load. I mean, look, this one is up 1.4 million. By the time it gets back, it'll be down. They just don't make enough money. But we're going to keep playing this. We're going to play this through. I'm going to do little tweaks here and there to try and fix some of these. This one is bad, but I'm kind of hoping it'll get better. Hopefully demand for that. Now these will be fine once I space them out. These I may actually cut down. Yeah, see, waiting for a free path. Where are you? Alright, you're almost ready to roll in. Are you sharing a line with something else? No, but this train is in the way. And then that one is going to come back. See, by the time that one comes back, there will be a full load of plastic down here, without a doubt. So really we need bigger and better trucks to keep stuff flowing faster, to keep things rolling. I mean, this is all fine, but our worst offender is 6 million. Then we've got 5, 5, 3, 3, 2. The amount of millions we're losing on trains, like Folkestone Mail. I could probably get rid of one of these. They may start to make money now that they're running Comats back. They may not. Sand oil trains. This one is full. This one is empty. They're running a full load. It's just because they get stuck in traffic. They lose money. Now I can fix this, so we are going to keep playing through this. There we go. 11 million marble train. 5, 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we've got like 15 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we've got like 20 lines that are losing a certain amount of millions, and only 15 lines that are making positive amounts of millions. That's why this is going down rapidly. The ships are pretty much all good. This livestock one kind of sucks real bad. I'm actually going to delete that. The rest of them are all good. The Dunkirk fuel will be better. Even taking some of the fuel gets it past its running cost. This Douglas ferry, once it's fully loaded and heads to the other side, that'll be fine. So ships are not a problem, it's trains. Now plastic, right, find one that's got 0 and we'll delete one. Really? None, all of them are full. So this one's got 65, that one's got 0. Right, delete that. Right, that'll save us a bit more money. We also got some more money from selling the train. These need to be spaced out better. These Tidful coal trains sort of suck as well. Now, there are 5 on the line. I'd like that to be like 4 or something. Where does it actually go? It goes up here. Now, they are not getting a full load anymore. So, ooh, well, one has just left with 200. There's not 200 there. This one will perhaps come in and be fine. So yeah, I can fix this, so we will keep playing with it, and then that gives me time to sort of develop the new series that I'm going to make once this one is done. So Transport Fever is going to stay. We'll sort of work stuff out. One of the things I had as well is this is a large map, a Megalomania size map, but in the grand scheme of things, it's small. I mean, there's maybe too many cities. I mean, there's literally no distance here between St Andrews, Dundee, there should be. There should be lengths, so I have a plan for the new series and how to combat that. There's also a lot of industries cluttering up the place. Normally I like to get every good to every town, but it's gonna be difficult with this, because I've got the expanded industries mod. But yes, Transport Fever 2 UK will stay. Now, on to Anno 1800. Now, some partially bad news, some partially good news, but we'll head over there right now. So, here we are, Anno 1800. Basically in the current state of where we left it before. Now, I really enjoy Anno. Don't worry, Anno fans, as I said earlier. There will be Anno again. In fact, probably be one tomorrow. But this current playthrough, even though I've had a lot of fun with it, was my first ever playthrough of Anno. So getting used to the game mechanics, etc, etc. Now there's a lot of stuff in hindsight I wished I knew when I started playing that I now know now. But this game I actually played for something like 4 hours after I made the last episode. So I made the last episode like 2 days ago, and then I kept on playing, and yep, go away on. So it's, for all intensive purposes, it is a total disaster. Raw resources we have. So construction materials we're all good on. So we could keep on building. We've got tons of money, but money is not the issue. It's this. Influence is what makes the game of Anno evolve. It keeps you getting new things, etc. New ships, new islands, trade unions, etc. Now I played this for like 4 hours. I even sent the Atlas, which is down here, off to do the Arctic expedition. You need a lot of coal and schnapps. That we can handle. There's a lot of coal deposits here and iron ore deposits. But basically, the game is pretty much unsalvageable. We're always going to be sort of chasing our tail. And it means that I spend a lot of episodes sending ships out to buy goods to try and fix stuff, rather than having the actual capacity to fix it on my own. Now, that's partly because I let the AI take over islands. A little screen would pop up. It's like, ooh, can I settle on this island? Sure, why the hell not? In hindsight, not realising that probably going to need that island. Now, I bought this one from Wooly. I don't now have the influence to buy any more. I'd have to go in all-out war and destroy another player, another NPC, knock them out of the game, take their islands. And even taking their islands, once you've destroyed them, costs you influence. I think it's 30. I don't even have 30, so I could destroy one island, take it, and then I'd be screwed. So the game is a bust. Also in the New World, we're really struggling to get things like caoutchouc and coffee and chocolate. Again, that was my bad, because I just settled on these 2 islands. Didn't really do anything else. I mean, this one has coffee fertility, it has cocoa fertility. This would have been an ideal island. I mean, we could have had one like this. I mean, not many islands have the cigar leaf. In fact, none of these islands have cigar leaf. This one does, so sorry, no more quests. So yeah, for all intensive purposes, it's a bit of a disaster, and it's kind of getting me sort of down, not being able to do what I want to do. Now, this will be the last we see of New Scotland, New Glasgow, New Edinburgh, Perth, Dundee, Arbroath, Aviemore, Skye, whatever I've named the islands. I do apologise to the people who follow the Anno series, but I really enjoy playing it, and the next playthrough is just going to be a sandbox playthrough. I've researched online how to install some mods, etc. So it's going to be a modded playthrough. So we're gonna abandon this series, which I know kind of sucks. I apologise. We are going to be starting from scratch. We didn't even get to the Arctic, which sucks. We didn't even finish the Sunken Treasure DLC, and we're about something like, I don't know, 50 something episodes in. How many episodes? We're like 54 episodes in, so we should be way further than we are, but everything is sort of broken. I mean, we're down to 6 engineer workforce because they're not getting coffee. They're not getting glasses either. So this goes negative. They then stop making other things, which just makes it even worse. I am actually running out of ships, and I'm going to need a lot of trade ships to run basic goods from New Shetland down to New Edinburgh. And then I'm going to need so much more ships after that, and I don't have the influence. I could spam investors and just have them be really super unhappy. But that is just going to cause more problems down the line. Another thing is game crashes. So when I played for that 4 hours the other night, it crashed like 3 times. Now it's been crashing a lot, coming up with that stupid DirectX 12. I have checked out my DirectX. It's everything is fine. I've got 11 and 12. It should be totally fine. Alas, that is not. There's something wrong with Anno. It crashes a lot. I'm not the only person. If you go on to the Anno forums and stuff, the Ubisoft forums, there are a lot of people who are having this game crashing issue. I mean, the tanker, when you pick up a tanker and tell it to go somewhere and tell it to pick up oil, it crashes the game. Now, I racked my brain thinking, why is this happening? I have re-verified the game files more times than I can actually count now. I think I've done it like, well, definitely more than 10 times. So I actually took the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire choice, ask audience, 50-50. Now I decided to phone a friend. So he told me that the best thing to do would be uninstall it and reinstall the game. Which kind of sucks, and that was like, what? Because it's quite a big download now with all the... It's quite a big install now with all the DLCs and stuff. So that was super annoying when he told me that that's what I was going to have to do. So that's what I am going to do, but since I'm doing that, we're going to start afresh. So we're going to abandon the Lost Cause. We are going to start new, brand new Anno 1800. Now, I did say the episode will be tomorrow, but by the time I've done the mods and stuff and make sure that they all work, I might just leave it for the next 2 days. But like I said, we're going to be going full send on videos, 2 videos a day. But that may not start tomorrow. It may start Thursday or Friday. We'll just have to wait and see. So, say goodbye to Anno. I mean, I am really annoyed myself. I have this habit of starting playthroughs and not finishing them, which really annoys me when I do that. But what normally happens is I normally get to a point in a game where I get stuck, and then I want to restart it. I do it all the time with Transport Fever. I build a certain amount of stuff on a map, then I realise how terribly bad it is, and then I delete everything, knowing what routes I have to rebuild, and then I sort of rebuild them better. It's always like a rework episode. It's like always a 2-parter, because it takes a long time to do. Now, I could delete every single thing on all of these islands and start from scratch, but I think it is actually better just starting from scratch. So I think one of the things that hindered me was because I was doing the campaign. You have to do the campaign storyline. It sort of pulls you away from things like building industries that you really want and stuff. So, but we will get all this back. We'll build a super duper civilization in the new sandbox playthrough. We'll get all the ships back. We'll rename them again. We still have all the names of all the ships, So we'll restart that. So it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to starting afresh. Again, I do apologise. It's just things have gotten super bad, and that's partly my fault for not playing the game properly. There we go. Look, we're down 42 artisans. Why? You are apparently all good, but you guys are lacking bread. Jesus. We're even low on bread. How stupid is that? Don't know why I'm unloading this ship. We may come back to this at a later date, although I highly doubt it. But yeah, that's it for the Anno situation. So there will be Anno. Don't worry, Anno fans. There's only about a handful of people that actually watch the Anno series, but I feel bad letting them down. So we're going to have more Anno. Plus, I really like playing this game. It's even though all hell is breaking loose, it is actually quite a relaxing game. But the music, the graphics are absolutely beautiful. They're still making content for this, so we're going to have like the Africa DLC coming out at some point later on this year, I think. But yeah, the aim of the next game is to play it a lot better. I'll have the knowledge of what I need to do, so it should go, well, we'll say fairly smoothly. We might add some harder NPCs as well, just to give us a bit more of a challenge. But we'll have to wait and see. So look forward to that coming in the next few days. Now today should have been an Anno day, so I do apologise to those people who watch it. But yeah, it seemed like with all that's happening in well, in my life just now, that starting afresh should be a good idea. So it's something I am gonna do in this as well on the YouTube channel. So that's it for Anno. Now on to the next thing. So 2 new games I would like to add to the channel. Not sure how I'm going to implement them. I might make one like a sort of like Saturday Sunday weekend thing as one of the 2 videos that's on that day. So I've undecided. I'll have to figure that out. Look, we're down on artisans again. Stupid. But yeah, that's it. Say goodbye to Anno and New Glasgow and New Scotland, the rest, and we'll be starting afresh in the next day or 2. So, Soviet Workers and Resources, a game that I mentioned is going to be coming to the channel. They've just added like nuclear industries, nuclear power plants and stuff. It looks really good. It's kind of similar to Transport Fever. It's a transport game with that's also a city builder. Right up there, bread and butter, material stuff right there. It looks awesome. It's getting new updates all the time, so it will be coming. Lots and lots of mods, as I said as well earlier, on a Steam workshop that just makes this, there's so much you can do with it. So we are looking forward to getting that. How I'm going to implement it on a daily basis is beyond me. As I said before, it's a new game. I am going to have to learn it, but we'll work through it. So I'm sure we'll be fine, and I am looking forward to bringing it to the channel. There we go, we've got a full-on Chernobyl there. Oh dear. But yeah, Soviet Workers and Resources, that's going to be coming really soon. So here we have as well Flight Simulator 2020. It's been a long time since we've had a new flight sim game. It looks incredible. What they've done with like the real-time satellite imagery, the real-time weather and stuff, the fact that the graphics literally come from the cloud and that's how it looks so realistic, is truly amazing. Now, I was slightly worried that PC specs to run this as beautiful as it is would be really high, but my sort of system falls into the category where it's ideal, so that's perfect. So I would love to do this, and I'd love to make it like a journey, like starting from something like a Cessna, learning how to fly that again, because it's been ages since I've played Flight Simulator. Learn how to do that again, starting from scratch, working our way up, doing something like around the world in 80 days or something like that. Just flying from airport to airport, checking out all the scenery, all the beautiful things you can see, flying through all different kinds of weather, different airports, etc, etc. It looks amazing, and I'm super excited to play it. If you guys don't want to see it, I won't put it on the channel. I'll just play it in my own time. even though having my own time is going to be super limited. Well, it shouldn't be, now that I'm jobless. But yeah, it's something I'd love to add to the channel. Simulator's not something really I do, it's just something I play for fun. But yeah, Flight Simulator 2020. Your thoughts, comments, let me know. So here we are, back in the world of Transport Fever, just to sort of wrap the episode up. So there was the news. So like I said, bit of real life bad news, some good news, some changes to the channel. Again, apologising to the Anno fans. We still will have Anno. So if it's as bad as the fact that it makes you want to unsubscribe, please feel free to do so and vent your anger in the comment section. But it will be there. There still will be Anno, and hopefully better than what it was before. Speaking of subscribers, I managed to get like past 600 subscribers, which was truly awesome in the grand scale of YouTube. Considering there's people out there with millions and millions, it's quite small, but to me, it's big. It's a big thing. I created this as a hobby, as something to do when I was home from offshore. So I used to play a lot of golf. I still do play golf. Can't play it just now because my shoulder is kaput. But apart from that, it really consisted of, because my girlfriend was always working, was finding out who else was home from offshore and had nothing to do, and then going to the pub and just drinking and watching football or whatever. And I needed something, a distraction away from that, because golf is a summer thing, it's not a winter thing. I then started doing this, which was really super fun. The fact that I even got 600 subscribers was truly amazing. So I want to thank you guys for subscribing. It means the world to me. Thank you to sort of like the old guard, the guys who have been here from the start, the commenters, the new people. Always keep commenting and liking or disliking. It lets me know if things are bad or good. I mean, it's me, so things are generally bad. So I've not yet perfected the art of gameplay commentary. Plus, a lot of you guys have stuck around even with my super mental Scottish accent. So I think some of you guys actually stayed just for the super mental Scottish accent. I mean, it's weird. Every time I go to work in America or Canada, the first thing people say is, "I love your accent," and it's like, what? But I speak, the way we speak where I'm from is so quick that it's yeah, lots of people that speak like Queen's English or other countries, Australia, don't understand us. But I have been to a few places in Ireland, and there are some people I don't understand there. I thought I talked really fast, but my god, they've got me beat hands down. So a lot of you guys have commented on the accent. It's pretty funny. I like the comments. I like replying to them. So yeah, thank you guys for staying. Hopefully we'll get some more subscribers. Who knows? The show will go on, as I said, up to 2 videos a day. Let me know your thoughts and comments on what you think of maybe doing the flight sim stuff, maybe add in workers and Soviet workers and Republican, and maybe give me a certain idea, because I'm sort of struggling to find out how I could sort of add them in on a daily basis. I mean, obviously Flight Sim doesn't appear till the 18th of August, and Workers and Resources is out now. We are going to have the Anno and Transport Fever every day until the sort of 18th, until I figure out how to implement the other 2 series. The thing I'm worried about is if I do 4 series on the channel at once, is it going to be too much? Jumping from game to game. I mean, I really enjoy Transport Fever. I may actually make this an every single day thing. I'm still having lots of fun with it. The new mods and stuff, all the new content that gets created really stops me from being sort of burnt out on the game, and I've just realised that we're looking at the side of a hill and not at anything particularly interesting. So let's find something particularly interesting. Did anybody pop out the tunnel? No, you're going into the tunnel. Why is there no train? Ah, you'll do. Yeah, the new content and the fact that I can add new stuff every day stops me from getting like sort of burnt out on playing this, because I play it a lot. So apart from this, the only other thing I play as much is Warzone. So pretty much most of you, or all of you, know about the Warzone or compete in it, and I love it. I really do love the Warzone. I am super triggered with the amount of hackers and cheaters there are. I did actually stop playing it for 3 weeks, because one day me and a friend went on to play duos, and 6 games in a row we were killed by a hacker. Now the first 2 times was fine, because it was straight off the bat. Landed, parachuted in, guy picked up a gun, beamed us from the other side of the map. Gulag came back, he killed us again, we spectated him, boom, cheater. Okay, that's only 10 minutes of time wasted figuring out that that guy's cheating and that there's no point playing in that lobby. The really bad ones are when you get 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, top 10 and you get killed by a cheater. Because really, you've just been fortunate enough to be playing on a side of the map that he's not be able to aimbot or wall hack you, because you're so goddamn far away. As the circle gets smaller, you get closer, your chances of getting beamed by a hacker just become, well, infinite. So that really sucks. It really put me off the game for like 3 whole weeks. I started playing again a couple of days ago. I spend more time in the Warzone than I really should. The plan was to record videos, and then as they were, I would edit them as they were rendering them, and then handbraking them. Yes, I do handbrake videos because file sizes are huge, even though some quality is often lost during handbraking or compressing the file size. It's a lot better for, especially for upload times. And I've watched my own videos on things like iPhones or iPads, on a PC, on like a widescreen TV, set the highest ratings, the settings up to HD, 1080p, 720 to see how it looks, and it looks okay, it looks fine. Again, we're in another tunnel. How many tunnels did I build in this network? So, there we go, jump on with this dude. So yeah, normally while they were rendering and stuff like that, I would jump into Warzone, play a couple of games, and then get back to recording something else. But what would happen was, as it was rendering, I'd jump into Warzone, and then I'd stay in there for like 8 hours. So the girlfriend actually hates the Warzone. So it's bad when you're spending more time on Call of Duty than you are with like your girlfriend. So, because that's another thing I have to factor in, is I have to pay her attention as well. But yep, she's been very supportive, so it's all good. But yeah, that's sort of going to wrap it up. So let me know in the comments how you feel about, obviously Anno is going to be restarted again. I apologise. We are going to continue with this, because I am, even though it's kind of a mess, I am having fun with it. And before I start the next episode, I will zoom around all the lines and see which ones I can actually fix to try and make money. Some of them will be easy fixes, like deleting a train or two. These ones are going to take time, because I'm going to have to space them out. I mean, 552 out of 660, and probably all 6 of these trains are in between 2 stations. Madness. But hey ho, so that's going to be it. As I said, let me know in the comments what you think. If you've got any ideas on how we could sort of fit in the new stuff, how you feel about the new stuff, obviously how you feel about Anno being discontinued but restarted like instantly in a brand new setting. Any ideas for the Transport Fever 2, etc, etc? Yeah, let me know. Leave a like or a dislike. Just let me know. So, again, I do apologise for some of the things that you guys might have wanted to see, but then aren't going to see, or some of the things that are being discontinued, even though we've gotten so far through them. By next time will be better. I'm referring to the Anno series because I actually know what the hell it is I'm doing now, so it'll work. Yay! But yep, so that's going to be it for... This was almost supposed to be like a 10-minute video. It's going to be like 40 minutes or something. But yep, just me explaining how things are happening and what's going to be happening. So, as I will say again, thank you for all the subs and the support and the comments. It's been awesome. The show will go on. That's going to be it for this. Expect another episode of Transport Fever 2 UK tomorrow. We're going to be hitting this button a lot. Yay. Airports. Oh my god. I thought I had crashed the game there. But one would not be surprised if it crashed, considering the amount of crap that's going on the screen right now. We've just dived right down to like 7 frames. There we go. But yep, we'll be back again tomorrow. So as always, if you did watch this, as I said before, leave a like, comment or dislike. And if you'd like to see what's happening in the future, because the future is about to change, it's either going to be, well, it's going to be brighter, we're going to say. And I will catch you later.